Welcome to the Team Lawson podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Theresa, and we're millennials and we're making it. On our podcast, we discuss all things that meet within the intersection of millennial marriage and special needs parenting. So, someone has been hanging out with other YouTubers. Want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I was hanging out with a good friend of mine. His name is Quentin, and he has a channel called Preach the Game. I was actually a participant in one of his videos, so go check that out. His link will be in the description, and his channel is called Preach the Game.
It sounds like fun anyway. So today's topic is going to be on self-care, and if you hear that little kid in the background, that's our person. We're recording during the daytime. Yay! Mace, go upstairs in your room. Macy, go upstairs in your room. Mace, you are supposed to be in your room. Okay, so today's topic is going to be on self-care. And self-care kind of gets a bad rap, I think. Sometimes is often deemed expensive, something that entitled millennials do, but it didn't have to be either of those things. I think there are some really cost-effective, really practical ways that we can all practice a little bit of self-care because it's important. Really, self-care is anything that you can do to help take care of your emotional, physical, spiritual, and mental well-being. That's it. So pretty much anything can be self-care. I think it's the intentionality behind it that's really important. You taking the time to actually do it and recognizing that's what you're doing. You're taking time for yourself. So, babe, why is self-care so important?
Sometimes you just need a break. You got to take a break from everything to take care of you.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's important to remember that a team, and we consider our relationship, our partnership, our marriage, a team, it's only going to be as good as its weakest link. And so when we're not taking care of our physical health, and we have all sorts of ailments, when we're not taking care of our mental health, and we're dealing with anxiety and depression, when we're not taking care of our spiritual health, and we're disconnected from God, when we're not taking care of our emotional health, and we're not dealing with suppressed emotion, baggage, trauma from childhood to now, it takes a toll on the entire unit. We can't come together and do what we're supposed to do if one of us is too tired or ill or is depressed or is experiencing anything that would affect the unit suffers.
That's pretty good there.
Yeah.
Another thing, only you can take care of you.
And this is something like, when you said this yesterday, not only was I impacted by it, but I also felt a little bit attacked. Like, why are you talking to me like that?
I wasn't talking
What do you mean about only you can take care of you, though?
No, who else going to take care of you? I don't even think, self-care, I don't even think your spouse could do self-care for you. America, this is the sacrifices of recording in the daytime. We have to fight with her opposed to when she sleep, but I don't want to have to be up late because I have to go to work in the morning. I have to get up at about 4 something in the morning. So, we got to do what we got to do. It might be a little tough, but hey, it'll be all worth it in the future. You know what I mean? So, pretty sure we're not the only couple that's going through this right now, the lovely lady of the hour is back. She's beautiful as ever. I was not talking about her. I was talking about the sacrifices that we have to make because the kid is awake, Normally we have this thing flowing with no words when she's asleep, but now, she's awake. I knew this was going to happen, so we,
What were we talking about?
Only you can take care of you.
Yeah.
So, all right, but we're going to stick at that on somebody's stuff. Only you can take care of you. So I believe not even your spouse can take care of you
It's
when
your
it comes
own
to self-care.
responsibility.
Yeah, it's your own personal responsibility to make sure that you are taking care of you.
That reminds me. So I was watching this guy who does talk shows. I won't say his name. And I commented on the post because the gist of it was this husband was having issues with managing his stress. And so the relationship advice person told this wife that, if you give him more sex, he will take the initiative to better manage his stress. And I was just kind of like, I'm sure he'll enjoy the sex, but if he has an issue with not telling people no, with stretching himself too thin, I don't know how much you may just be reinforcing poor behavior. Like, I'm not taking care of myself and my wife gives me extra sex. I don't know if there's any incentive for you loving yourself enough to do the best that you can for yourself.
Look, that's motivation for me to take even better care of myself.
That is not true. That is not true. It's not true. I'm so annoyed right now. And so another excellent reason to take some time to take care of yourself is you're setting an example. When you have a little people in your house, Macy can tell us when she's tired, because Mama has no problem being like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to take a nap. And also, if you make it a point to take care of yourself, you put that example also for your spouse to feel like they have almost like, not permission, but almost like they have space to do the same thing. If I'm saying, okay, I'm tired, I need to take a nap, you can say, okay, I'm tired, I need to go hang out with my friends. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whatever's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's right. So, what are some ways? Let's talk about. So, there are tons of ways that you can practice self-care, but one of the most amazing things that we have done for ourselves as a couple this weekend. Was it this weekend or was it last weekend?
It was last weekend.
Last weekend, yeah. Last weekend, we got a hotel room for 2 days, and we stayed in it separately. We didn't stay in it together. He stayed the first night, and I watched the kid, and then I stayed the second night, and he watched the kid. And we got a chance to sleep in. We haven't slept in this year.
Nope.
We haven't slept in this year. This entire year, we have not been. It's June.
Well, it's COVID-19 fault.
Partially, but partially just because we haven't. Well, I think we would have had a break. Maybe she would have gone. Macy would have gone to spend the night for a spring break or something like that. But because of COVID-19, we didn't have that luxury, and so we have been full-time parents, part-time work, full-time work, and therapists and carpool. It's just been a lot, and so where did I get it from? I proposed. No, the first couple that I heard doing of this, it wasn't both of them. It was the mom. One of my friend's moms does this every year. Mm. Her husband, she goes to a particular hotel in a particular state. She goes there every single year. She takes, I don't know if she goes for a week or just a weekend. She takes some time just to go by herself and be by herself and hang out every single year. And I proposed the idea to him, my husband, and he was like, no. I was like, okay. But then I heard it again. It was like the couple did it, and they did it like we did it. They got a hotel room for a couple of days, and they swapped halfway so that everybody could get a chance to stay in the hotel. And this time I didn't ask him. I just booked the hotel room and told him we were doing it. He was like, I don't want to do that. What was your internal? You said you didn't want to do that, but what was your internal thinkings when I said, honey, I booked a hotel room. We're going to do this. I can tell you what you said. I can tell you what you said, but what did you think about it?
I can't say what I really thought. I don't know. It was just.
You thought it? What you mean you don't know?
I really don't.
Yes, you do.
I didn't know how to feel about it. I really didn't. I didn't want to do it, but
why?
Part of me was like, okay, I do need to.
Yes,
I need it.
So you recognize you need to, even if you didn't want to. But why didn't you want to?
Because I ain't what I wanted to spend money on.
What do you want to spend money on? What better way to spend money than a good night's sleep?
I would, if you're gonna spend it, for me, if you're gonna get a hotel, I would like to be in a different state. But I mean, like I enjoyed it. Now I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy it. I really did
I think we
because
both
I
ended
got
up
to eat.
enjoying it.
I got to eat pizza by myself. Even though I had to share 2 pieces with my kid before she left because she had a fit. But I had a box of pizza to myself, a TV to myself, a bed to myself. I mean,
Nice.
It was neat. But I don't know. I guess I'm used to having you around. So.
Well, here's the thing. He's an extrovert, and he gets recharged by being around people that he likes, by hanging out, good conversation. Even when he's playing his video game alone, he plays it with his brother, and they're talking to each other in the headset. I'm not that way. I am an introvert. I am totally fine by myself. I don't have to leave out of this house for like 48, 72 hours at a time. Totally fine with it. And so, like, I needed it. Even if he couldn't do it, I would just have to tell him, oh, I got this hotel room now, so I'm just going to stay in it for 2 days by myself. Don't come see me. He would have brought the child and left her there. But
no, you just got to pay that back. I won't get my $2
but and so for me, like, if I don't get time by myself, I start to come apart at the seams. And so, like, during quarantine, we had gotten to the habit when we all had enough of each other. Macy would go to her room, I would come in our room, and Michael would be on the game. But, like, eventually somebody's going to come in here needing something, or Macy's going to come downstairs trying to bug him on the game, or she's going to get hungry, or she's going to want to go. It never fails that it can't be for too long. So this was a really great opportunity for us.
Okay, we're setting it up for every other month.
Yeah, we're going to do this again in a couple months because, I mean, first of all, it's nice to be able to sleep in and not be woken up. Like, just even if you are getting enough sleep, just the idea that you have an alarm clock that's going to come into your room and wake you up before you're getting woken up, before you want to wake up every single morning. Like, she was in our bed this morning at what, 5:45?
Yeah. No, 5:55.
5:55, asking for balloons, and she wanted her tablet, even though she had poured water on it in the sink yesterday and it didn't work. Just all kinds of things. And so it's nice. And it's nice to just be able to turn the TV on and watch whatever you want to watch and eat whatever you want for dinner and not have to worry about fixing somebody else. Yeah. To not have that age-old conversation. What are we having for dinner? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. Like, just not to have to do that is excellent.
Facts.
Absolute facts. So what are some ideal things for you to do for self-care?
For me, self-care, like if I'm here by myself, no distractions. Me, I can, video games. I love video games. For those of you who are PlayStation players, I'm Mike_Larry87. I am on 2K20 and other games.
What other games?
I have Call of Duty World War II. I didn't get the new one yet. I'm trying to decide if I want that or not. But I do play Call of Duty. I have The Last of Us 1 and 2. I haven't. You wouldn't like it. Well, you probably would like it due to the storyline, but it got like I told you. I'll describe it later. But I do have those. So video games. I do a lot of reading on my phone, like articles and different things like that.
What are you reading right now?
I'm reading the Book of Enoch. A good friend of mine, he sent me the PDF for it a long time ago, and I lost it because I got another phone, so I recently got it back from him. So I've been reading that. But like I said, I also read like the news, and I'm not just on Facebook and Instagram all the time. I do read different things. That's another self-care thing for me. And going for rides, whether it's by myself or with my family, I like going to rides. It could be just going to visit my mom, just getting out the house for a little while.
Yeah, and that's something we have really, it's harder to do now, just getting out of the house. We have developed a kind of ride schedule so that he can have his rides and then we can ride together, because Macy also enjoys her rides. That's her self-care as well. But it's harder to do. The rides with the destination anyway.
Yeah. So, what about yourself?
I have to give props to you because I complain a lot about going to work sometimes, but working in an office with nothing but black women is absolutely amazing. It is nice to go to work every day and not have to code switch, not have to explain my hairstyle or to explain the slang or not to deal with office microaggressions, especially with so much going on. Like, not to have to explain what's going on in the media when you get to work. I can just be. Like, I can just go to the work and be black and do my job. It's really nice. It's like breath of fresh air. And it's not something that I've ever had before. So I think sometimes I take it for granted because from the owner to the receptionist, all black women and all professional and all doing really well and all, some of them, I never knew that one of my coolest work friends would be a 73-year-old lady named Peggy. Who knew? And she talks like Tabitha Brown. Sometimes she says, very good, very good. And I get so tickled. She's so cool. But yeah, like just hanging out. And I'm an introvert, so you wouldn't think, but it's a small office, so I don't have to do a whole lot of social interaction. And it's not like big flexing social interaction. Like I don't have to put on different faces or whatever. It's really nice. Can't recommend it for everybody. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but like it's not like I didn't go to HBCU. I went to a predominantly white institution. I went to a predominantly white high school. Like I know I was in the honors program, so I was one of two black girls in the class. So like you don't realize how often you have to code switch and how often you have to put on the good face for the public until you don't have to anymore. And it's like so much emotional and the mental strain that just is gone away. And it's so nice. So beautifully nice. Another thing is when Michael works shift work and he works nights. And that is hard because that means I'm at home with Macy by myself some nights. However, Macy goes to bed at like 6:37. And so that means I get like 3 or 4 hours by myself before I go to sleep. The best time is when he works night on Fridays because I can get like a ton of time at one time because I can stay up late. Macy didn't have to go anywhere the next day. But that's nice. I have 2 more. I only put 1. Can I do 2 more? Okay, so I'm an introvert and I don't like to go out. I'm an introvert, so I'm not planning like girls' night outs. I'm not doing that. When I get off work, I go get my child, I come home, and once the bra is off, I'm not leaving back out of my house. But, facts. But
information on here.
What? That is universal girl law.
So?
That is universal girl law. Bra is off, not leaving the house. What I do is I try to keep in touch with my girlfriends over the phone. Most of them live out of the state. I have a couple who still live in the state, but most of them live out of the state. So I wouldn't get to see them regularly anyway. But I have a couple of friends, like we will literally call each other and just live our lives on the phone with each other for hours. It's kind of weird, not for everybody, but like we'll get up in the morning and get our kids dressed. I'll drive to work. They were doing like, what's it called? Distance learning for the kids. Have breakfast. It's lunchtime. We're still on the phone in my ear. So what are y'all doing? Like for hours. It's the little things, being able to connect with people who kind of relate to you. Their moms. They may be working moms. They kind of relate to you that are amazing. The last thing that I want to talk about for self-care, because we didn't talk about anything physical, but I've started working out. I haven't started working out. It's not like I've never worked out before, but I started working out again. And
get back on it.
And I've been committed to doing this workout plan from Mr. and Mrs. Muscle. It's really cool. They have like different sets of workout. This is a 14-week, 5-day-a-week beginner set with no jumping because I have 35-year-old knees. But yeah, and like it's like 10-15 minutes every single Sunday through Thursday. And it's 10 minutes that I commit to making sure I work out. When I'm done, I'm done. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, and I know that I've done something that is just for me that will benefit everybody, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, we're to the end of the video. Do you know what that means, Mr. Lawson?
No, can you explain to me what that means, Mrs. Lawson?
We made it a month. 4 videos. It's been a month of videos. Thank you for hanging out with us this month. We appreciate all of you who have liked, who have shared our videos and podcasts and social media posts, who have subscribed to our channel, subscribed to our podcast wherever you find it. Like, it really means a lot to us that y'all take time to hang out with us for a little while, and you like to hear some of the things that we say. But it also makes a big difference for us if you like it and you share it, even if it's just with one other person that you feel like it might benefit. Because we're millennials, and honestly, we do marriage differently. I think we don't approach it the way our parents and grandparents did because we can't really. And it's a great. Our platforms are a great place for us to gather together, to share ideas, to get feedback off one another, to gain strength from each other's lived experiences. And honestly, special needs couples need a place to feel like they're understood and accepted. And it's not that you have to be a special needs couple to enjoy our content, but this is a place where the struggles of special needs parents and couples are normalized. And a lot of people don't know this, but 80% of special needs couples, marriages particularly, end in divorce. I work in the social work arena in case management, and I dealt with a couple of families where one of the parents just leaves. Not even like it's a divorce, but leaves the partner and the child. And that's who really is affected the most by a split, a child. And when it's doubly impactful when you have a child that needs special attention. But I do want to take this time, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you haven't shared our videos, go ahead, share it up. We're Team Lawson on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever podcasts are found. Team Lawson 225 on Instagram. Our email is teamlawson225@gmail.com, and our Google number is 504-252-0531. You can send an email or leave a message at the Google number if you want to give us topic ideas, if you have any questions, or you have any thoughts about any of the content that we've put out so far.
Oh yeah, salute to y'all, the ones that do follow us. Y'all some real ones.
Okay, we're going to sign off here because our kid is not going to stay upstairs, and we're going to have to get to work editing and cutting all the times where she came in here screaming and hollering. Where's the camera? There's the camera. I'm tired, y'all. Anything else you'd like to add, sir?
Peace and blessings. God bless y'all.